Welcome back to another JSTV. Now, I understand it has been a little while, and some of y'all might have some questions, and I understand some of y'all have just been probably waiting for some news. And I just want to say that this video is brought to you by a couple things. For now, one of them being the YouTube chapter system, because this is going to guide you through the information that you're going to want to hear the most about. So yeah, if there's something you're just not interested in hearing, go ahead and just look at the YouTube chapters. I'll try to have them labeled the best I can. So one thing that people were asking about, and I was kind of vocal there for a bit on social media about, was what happened to our Dragons Roast show. And to answer that question, I would have to tell a little story. The thing is, I don't know if I'd have all the correct information, because in all honesty, the whole situation behind how, yeah, the Dragons Roast no longer exists is a complicated tale that I just don't want to get into anymore, because there was so much different information, so many things I was seeing, but so many other things people were saying, so many things that I discovered even just like a week ago. So as I had said, yeah, the Dragons Roast venue had crumbled, and this was pretty much the moment that it was crumbling, and I was witnessing what I was witnessing through Facebook. It's not there anymore. Don't go looking for it. Yeah, it was crazy. I realized that our debut show, along with a whole bunch of other people's shows, were just canceled on the spot, and that one of the only good like local venues we have is just done for. And that was pretty crushing, because it's like, that was supposed to be our start. We had a pretty good lineup and we were in a pretty good spot, and then we lost it. So long story short, a bunch of bad things happened that led to the closing of the Dragons Roast, which meant the cancellation of our show along with a bunch of other shows. A quick shout out though, the community has come together to create something known as the Pulse venue. Now, as this video is being created, the benefit show for this video has already passed, but you can still support their GoFundMe. All of the proceeds go into creating the Pulse venue, which is going to be an all ages venue. It's going to be a safe space for everybody. It's basically going to be the next spot in Chattanooga. I really wish the best for the people that are behind this project. Yeah, just shout out to all those people. I'm sure I'll link the GoFundMe down in the description if you're interested in helping the local Chattanooga music scene. There you go. Now, I just want to also give a quick thank you, because we did recently have our debut at JJ's Bohemia, and I should acknowledge real quick, Cozy Chaos was meant to be our practice show. So when I say debut, I'm not talking about Cozy Chaos, even though that show went a whole lot better than expected. It's proper that we call this our debut because we played at an actual, like, really good spot for music for the first time. The reactions that we got from people were absolutely splendid.
I'm doing great. How are y'all feeling?
I cannot tell you the emotions I was feeling after our set was over. I was choked up. Look, it's our first local show. I get it. We're not playing a stadium or something, but like, you have to think, I've been at this since I was a kid, and to finally be on a stage with who I think are just wonderful people, and it really meant a lot to me. If any of you were at that show and you supported us, you cheered us on, salute to you, because yeah, you really helped me. And I'm sure Dooby can say the same. I mean, we were talking about it up until like 4 or 5 a.m. I don't even remember the time. It was just a crazy night for us. The thing about our debut and what separates it from Cozy Chaos especially is how well we performed according to some of our friends and people that were there that happened to be at Cozy Chaos as well. As one of our friends had said, the difference between our performances at Cozy Chaos and this debut show, our debut performance was just tenfold, as they put it. It just... apparently we played a whole lot better, we sounded a whole lot better, and you know, it's crazy because like it felt like I could feel it in the room. Like there was just this next level energy that I hadn't experienced before, especially not for our music. It was just such a surreal thing to experience. I can't say enough. Thank you to everybody that came out. I'm sure I'll have clips of the show sprinkled throughout. Screw it, I'll put one right here. And in case you missed it, the night of the show, actually midnight after the show, we put out the Facade revision. Now, we have put 3 revisions out from Angels and Demons so far. One for Socio, one for Perfect Picture, and one for Facade now. I'm sure I don't have to say it. The cat's kind of out of the bag. Yeah, we're going to revise, like, all of those songs. In fact, we have more instrumentals that are pretty much complete. Vocals are going to be in progress. In fact, I'll talk a little bit more on that later. Angels and Demons will have an entire new sound, but the goal with this is to make it roughly how I wanted it to sound when I was 18. I was 18 when these songs were put out in what I thought was to be their final form. And here we are, 2025. I'm 25 now. And we're re-releasing these songs and people are jamming to them. Like, it is so crazy that I can write some music when I was just like a teenager, and then I can finally perform these songs as an adult, and people really seem to enjoy them. So wild. But here's a little bit of a big topic. So yes, we will have a revisions, Angels and Demons revisions album, but where's the new material? It was like less than a year ago at this point. I'm going to tell this story in order. I ordered a new guitar. I wait for the guitar. I watch videos on it. I get excited. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to use this guitar for some projects. I don't know if it's going to be January Sanctuary because of the nature of it, but we'll see where things go. The guitar arrives. Right out of the box. It's pretty much already in tune. Like, perfectly. I start playing it, and before I know it, I'm creating these riffs. Now, keep in mind, I'm all by myself at the house at this point because everybody else has gone out of town for whatever reason. And I immediately take the guitar in here. and I start recording, I start getting some ideas down. Before I know it, I have a whole song in a day. In a week and a half later, I have an entire album. And I realized at some point during the recording process of this album that this is January Sanctuary. There's no other project I can just throw this into. I can hear Dooby on it. At this point, with having the guys in the band, I could hear some of these songs being played live and people just jamming, man, getting down with it. This album, we really want to finish now. It's a shame that it got shelved for so long, but let me tell you, Dooby's vocal techniques have gotten insane. He recorded a cover recently, more on that later, but the reason I'm bringing it up briefly at the moment is because I heard him do something that I don't think me and him ever thought he would be able to do. So was it shelved or was it put aside so we could work at it at the right time? I think we definitely needed time to think about what these songs, we're going to require. Some of them are more on an emotional level. Some of them are just like heavy songs, I want this album to be something special because as of right now, it is going to be the last album that it's just me and Dooby. In the future, I want to make sure I get recordings from, the rest of the guys as much as we can. But this album, it's going to be put out as if it's just like any of the other stuff we put out. And yeah, we've had some friends come and go on some tracks. Like, yeah, they helped write for us, and I would just kind of come up with something based on what they wrote, but I'm getting sidetracked. At the end of the day, this album, which we're going to try to have it out on a very particular day, same with the revisions, but this album is going to become our main priority. Again, it's special because it's recorded like all of our other stuff so far besides the revisions. I do all the instrumental work. Dooby puts his vocals on. I fit them into the mix, release it, call it a day. Everything from then on is going to include the rest of the guys pretty much. And yeah, it's going to be a very special album to us, I feel like, as it already has been. And like I said, on top of working on revisions, on top of working on this new album that I'm not going to reveal any details other than a particular guitar that I got was used for the entire album. We have 3 covers. I'm not going to say what they are, but what I will tell you is they're not typical metalcore covers or whatever. Originally, one is like an industrial pop song. The other one is like a hip hop funk sort of song. The other one is more of like a grungy blues rock sort of track. Yeah, so these covers are not just meant to play a song note for note that's already in our genre. I wanted to take a different approach and completely flip songs outside the genre into what we do. Now, the instrumentals and everything for these covers have been also done for quite some time, so whether we actually change anything to those instrumentals, I don't know. I might just leave them how they are to keep the raw energy that they currently have. Yeah, Dooby recently recorded one of them, and other than the revisions we've put out, like in terms of recording, it's been a little slow, but we're entering a new era of finally finishing these projects, working on new stuff, And I think we have finally the motivation we needed to push forward. And with that being said, with this new era, I was at Dooby's, and this was the day after the debut show. I decided, I was in his office, that I have given a name for probably a year or so now. Don't know how I came up with it. It just felt right. But something about his room and the recording setup that we have there is that some things just didn't quite match. And I was like, wait a minute. There's no sign or anything anywhere that says what this space is. So I wanted to change that in an interesting manner, and I wanted it to look really nice. So this is the footage where I showed Dooby the new setup in honor of the new era. So basically what you want to do is you want to hit a button on the keyboard.
Fucking flat. Oh.
Go ahead and log in.
Raining.
Foliage sway. Got some stuff going on in the lettering. So basically what this symbolizes is a whole new era of recording at La Studio Dooby, and really a whole new era of music that's going to come as a result of that. If you open FL Studio, it's gotten a similar treatment.
Oh. I like that a lot, actually. Ooh. Okay, honestly, I like this way better than the purple. Nice.
I don't know why the mouse is still green, but wait, it's just going through a spectrum cycle, actually.
Oh,
But anyways, everything else is doing as intended.
Yeah, very nice.
But
I like it. I like having a darker background to set stuff into.
yeah, originally I was going to just do like freaking red, and I was like, nah, let's do like red for like the text, and then black everywhere else, just so it's not like an eyesore.
No, that looks very nice. I like that a lot.
Well, there we go.
There we go.
With all that I've talked about and all that you've seen, I hope this excites you just as much as it excites me, if not more, because we are going to be busy. We are going to push forward. We are going to try to do bigger things. That's what I want to do. That's what Dooby wants to do. I know everybody else is down for it too. I'd like to dedicate all this to legend himself, Ozzy Osbourne. I had posted that video the other day, and I debated on taking it down because, I mean, what else is there to say that hasn't been said about Ozzy? And I was very scatterbrained when I made that, but I'm going to leave it up. It feels right to just keep that there. But yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, and I'll see y'all another time.